This is the first ever video that I voice, and English isn't my native language, so forgive me for any spelling errors or if there are parts you just can't understand because my pronunciation is just shit. Have fun! I haven't watched any episodes yet, so what I'm telling you here could turn out to be totally off the mark. So take everything with a grain of salt. What we know about Vox and Alistair is that they had some kind of relationship in the past, and I think this was one of friendship. We know that Alistair doesn't like being taken photos of, so the fact there exists a picture of him and Vox together is quite telling. Alistair is a gentleman, that we all know, and he enjoys the company of ones with the same nature, like Rosie or Mincy. So I think Vox was once more of a gentleman as well. His clothing was more decent in nature than what he is currently wearing. The reason for why Vox changed is none other than Valentino. I believe that Valentino was a later addition. When Vox started to spend time with the pimp, he slowly started to change in attitude. He became more brash, rude, his words turned harsher and his demeanor more violent. A change Alistair didn't look fondly upon. They were still friends, but became more distant the more Vox changed for the worse and became more like Valentino. And I also think Valentino manipulated Vox's image of Alistair in some way. My fan theory about their breaking point is that, at one point, Alistair and Vox became so distant that they rarely spoke with each other anymore. I also think Valentino had a hand in this. But Vox still saw Alistair as a friend, and made him one day that fateful proposal, to join him and Valentino to become the great overlords of media. But Alistair declined. He knew what business Vox would mostly do with Valentino, that being of adult entertainment media, and he didn't want to be a part of this. Alistair is, as stated, a gentleman, and someone who doesn't desire a pompous lifestyle in the spotlight. And Vox? He obviously didn't like his answer. I believe it came to a heated argument, mostly heated for Vox, and at one point Vox, here again a fanon theory of mine, became especially aggressive and, out of habit, used his hypnotic powers on Alistair. Maybe he hadn't actually meant to do it, but it came over him when his anger clouded his mind. And when Alistair broke free, they both looked shocked at each other. Vox conflicted of what he had done, trying to look for excuses, and Alistair feeling nothing but betrayal. After that, Alistair struck back, and a big fight between them we heard about broke loose. All of this will be revealed in the fight between Vox and Alistair we saw in the trailer for Season 2, which will turn out to be a musical number, I predict. Because, and here's another fear of mine, look at the shots from the trailer. In one shot, we see Vox lunging at Alistair. But in another, we see them standing close to each other, Alistair grabbing Vox by the collar, and Vox looking uncomfortable. Noteworthy here is that Alistair's shirt is open, and his wound from his fight with Adam is visible. This is, I believe, after the fight, since in the shot where they are fighting, Alistair's clothes are still put together, and he isn't missing his bow tie. Another proof that this is after the fight, and my theory to their backstory and theirs being revealed in the fight, is Vox's expression and the fact that they are standing so close to each other without fighting, especially with Alistair's wound in the open. Would he let Vox so close to him and his current weak point if the fight wasn't over? In the fight, I imagine it comes to Vox asking outraged why Alistair hadn't joined him and rejected his offer. And here, Alistair would finally lash out at Vox for how he had changed and had attacked and betrayed Alistair. Finally confronting Vox with the reality that how things are now is his fault. I imagine a conversation like, "Why didn't you want more with me? And why wasn't what we had enough for you?" This confrontation could explain why Vox looks so uncomfortable in the shot with Alistair pulling him by the collar like, "This is your fault, Vox," being conflicted with the near information he was given. But again, these are just fanon theories I put together. Everything could be disproven in episodes. For I would really like to see more emotion out of Alistair. a more vulnerable side. And I really would like to see their backstory, what the relationship was like, and how it came to their falling out. That their friendship was on a misunderstanding-based tragedy. That's why I love this piece of fan art I found so much. Shout out and credit to Mr. Melanie, if I read it correctly, sorry if not. This is of course a recreation of the falling out scene between Blitzo and Stolas from Hell of a Bus, but it perfectly represents what I think their relationship, falling out and coming confrontation is, with Vox standing in for Blitzo and Alastors for Stolas. If you haven't watched the new episodes yet, or if nothing was revealed yet about their relationship, what are your thoughts on this? I would love to know your opinion on this, or your headcanons about their relationship. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. This is my first ever video that I personally voiced. I hadn't thought I would actually make a Hazbin Hotel 3 video, and I don't know, I hope it hits well, or maybe this will not age so well.